Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play the Hordes of the Underdark.
Yes. Is there something you need?
I need to steal all of your equipment, please. Actually, to be fair, you're not carrying very much, so, you're carrying that, though. Take this off you. Sharwin's Ring. Yeah, you are. We're not getting that offer. So, let's talk to Halaster. Against my better judgment.
Hello, hello.
The strange man brushes the dust from his sleeves before turning his wild-eyed gaze to you. He surveys you thoroughly up and down twice, then sniffs dismissively.
You're not the one I expected to see, but I'll let you live since you set me free.
You were expecting someone else? Who? There's a sudden flash of light and the room fills with cloud smoke. When the air clears, you see not one but two versions of the Mad Wizard standing before you.
Finally, you're here. What took you so long? I was beginning to think maybe something was wrong.
Must be a simulacrum.
Since we're both clones, you should know why I'm late. To lure out the matron, I used you as bait.
Clever.
A brilliant trick, a wonderful trap. She'd come here to gloat, I'd pop in and zap.
Well, he's having a conversation with himself. Suppose he's good company for himself.
But you meddlers ruined my plan by freeing my clone. Now the Valsheris won't dare come out from her home.
Sorry, I didn't know. The first Halaster interrupts before the second can answer your question. Wait just a moment, my identical friend. You seem somewhat confused, and I want it to end. You are nothing but a safety device. I created a clone and put it on ice. I knew that one day I might get into trouble. I'm the real Halaster. You're just my double. The second Halaster shakes his head. I think you're mistaken. You were only a ploy. I let the drow catch you. You're not but a toy. I know how you feel, but you're not even real. You're just a double to save me from trouble. It's hard to accept, but I'm afraid that it's true. The original Halaster is me and not you. Oh dear, they're both arguing with each other. The first Halaster throws his hands up in exasperation. Which is the clone? Which is the master? How will we know who's the real Halaster? I can't believe this has happened. What a disaster! Maybe I can help solve this dilemma. Both versions of Halaster look up to you, their eyes darken with anger at the interruption. Then they both smile as an idea pops simultaneously into their heads. We'll settle this later, when we're just one-on-one. But first the Valsheris must suffer for what she has done. Someone must get her, make her pay for her crime. I'd do it myself, but I can't spare the time. Oh! What did you just do to me? The first Halaster waves his hands, and you feel a spell coursing through you, as if 100 tiny hooks have been latched onto your soul. Nothing much, just a spell to make sure you obey. I put a geese on you. It's better that way. Down to the Underdark is where you will go. You're working for me now. You can't really say no. The geese will bind you to Halaster's service. He's compelled you to enter Underdark and kill the Valsheris. If you don't obey him, you'll wither and die. Is this the thanks I get for helping you? What can I say? Everyone knows I'm insane. No doubt you'll know better if this happens again. You have no choice but to do as I say. But once the Valsheris is dead, my spell goes away. After that, I promise, you'll truly be free. But don't do something foolish, like come after me. Hey! Deacon not like it when people talk to us like that. Your kobold is brave, though not too bright. Just the kind of ally you might need in this fight. Ah! Deacon's coming with me. I'll send him with you when you go down below. He might just prove useful. You never know. Barry's going to need more help than just that kobold down there. You better send me along too. You don't tell me what to do. I'm in charge here, not you. I'll send you back up to the top. Let Waterdeep know the invasion will stop. I'm cleaning house, the drow are no more. Undermountain will be as it was before. So no Sharwin with us. Please, Halaster, send me down as well. Barry will need help, and I have allies in the Underdark. The seer also wants to stop the Valsheris. Please. You make a good point, and you asked real nice. Very well, drow. I'll take your advice. You can go too. I won't leave you here. I'll send you with Barry to the camp of the seer. Enough time has been wasted. I want you to go. The Valsheris is waiting far down below. I want to ask you some questions. So sorry, no time, you really must go. Don't worry, it's fine. You'll do well, I know. Goodbye, best wishes, I bid you good luck. Go kill the Valcherez, cause until then, you're stuck! Probably a cutscene here for the end of the chapter that I'll have to cut out. I hope so, anyway. Oh! This is going to be interesting.
The situation is grim. How long do you believe we have?
Good
We
question.
can't be sure. Maybe only a matter of days.
Oh dear. And suddenly... Hello. Where's Deacon?
Do you not recognize one of our own? Nathira, you have returned.
Yay!
Mother Seer, it is good to see you once more.
Hello.
And you. But I see you have returned with another. Someone very important indeed.
Am I? Am I important? I'm wearing a silly hat. I guess that makes me important. The drow woman regards you now with an ease that is at first unsettling. She possesses the same ageless, dark-skinned beauty as the other drow, but unlike the others, her eyes hint of both advanced age and compassion. That is a very unusual trait for a drow.
You are most welcome here. I am the Seer. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Please, come. Do not be alarmed.
Did you just call me Reveal? It is no insult, my friend. Merely the drow word for your race. If you prefer, I will call you by the name of Barry. Everybody calls me Barry. Everybody calls him Barry. Quiet, Deacon. Let me do the talking.
I am sure you have many questions, and I assure you that they will be answered. I am curious first, however, as to how you came to appear before us.
Well, you see, there was this crazy wizard. Give me the short version. I believe I can answer that, Seer. Barry Coleman managed to free Halaster from the Valcherez, ending her efforts to use Undermountain as a base to launch her attacks on the surface. Halaster was quite enraged by her attempt to abuse his realm, however. Once free, he teleported Barry and myself down here to deal with the Valcherez once and for all. Teleported me too! And he teleported Deacon as well. Indeed. When I saw the two of you here, I had hoped Barry had come willingly to join us. He has been drafted to our cause, so to speak. The Mad Mage placed a geese on Barry to force him to try and kill the Valcherez. I see. The Seer turns to face you, looking stricken. I am sorry that he violated you in that way, Barry. That is not how I would have wished to acquire your assistance. But what's done is done, and we must proceed from here. She smiles at you kindly. And though Halaster has forced you into joining us, your own fate is closely tied to ours.
I am sure you have many questions, but there is much we must tell you first. It is important that you know something of the Valcherez, if you are to help us against her.
I will do whatever I can to stop her evil.
I am glad you are being reasonable about
Hooray!
this, for we must work together if we are to defeat our common foe.
I'm a reasonable chap. I mean, just don't be a kobold stealing babies. What? Long story, Deacon. I'll tell you later.
I believe it is time for our guest to learn more of the Valcherez herself. Nathira, if you would be so kind.
To do what? I'm now going to stab you in the heart. What?
Of course, Seer.
She bows her head in acceptance and steps forward and begins to speak.
The Drow have ever been ruled by the matron mothers who head the great houses. The Valcherez was once one of these, ruthless and powerful in her art, but no more so than any other matron mother.
And I bet something happened to change that.
But then Lolth, the queen of spiders and goddess of the Drow, disappeared, and Drow society was thrown into utter chaos. The Valcherez seized on this opportunity.
Well, gods don't tend to just vanish.
She summoned a powerful Duke of the Nine Hells, an archdevil she bound to her service. Drawing on this enslaved devil's power, she became a conqueror of the Underdark.
You mean she summoned one of the 9 demons of hell? Yes. That's quite a feat.
Once the Underdark is hers, she will turn her attention once more to the surface. She believes herself a queen, a Valcherez by our tongue, and her ambition knows no end.
How did she bind an archdevil to her service?
That we do not know. Perhaps through some artifact or some long-forgotten ritual. But whatever her methods, the results cannot be denied.
The priestesses of Lolth are powerless before her, and the great drow houses have bent knee. Just as many of the other Underdark races have been intimidated into joining her cause.
Now, what do you propose we do now?
Yes, that is a good question. What are we to do now?
Well, I could stab things. I'm very good at stabbing things.
There is only one thing that I can do. I must put my faith in the goddess, and that means putting our faith in you. Our fate lies in your hands.
You mean to tell me I'm trying to save the entire drow race from servitude from a woman who's been imprisoned an archdevil to her cause? Yes. You know, it's a lot different to a crazy Medusa who wants to raise a levitating city. What? It's a long story, I'll tell you some other time. A nearby tiefling steps forward, alarm evident on the face. Are you sure, Seer? Do we really know about this man? How could he could be the death of us all? Our lives are irrelevant, good Valen. The Valsharez must be stopped at all costs, and Barry is the key to stopping her. You know I don't believe in your ways, Seer. I won't throw away my life by blindly following anyone, and I don't think anyone here should either. You have saved us more times than I can count, Valen, but the army of the Valsharez will soon march upon us, and even your great skills in battle will not be enough to save us. Ah, you're some sort of warrior, are you? Tiefling scowls. I'm willing to defer to your judgment for now, Seer, but what makes you think this human stranger could stop the army of the Valsharez? Barry, I know you are a cleric of great power, but you are so much more than that. You alone can save us from the Valsharez. I am honored by the faith you have put in me, Seer. All the drow here in Neverwinter will stand against the Valsharez. She is the one enemy common to us all, but even our unified efforts will not be able to defeat her massive army. Our only hope is for you to find some way to strengthen our forces, or to weaken the Valsharez and her allies. Nethira can help you with this. I can give you information on the Valsharez's allies and where to find them. Perhaps we might consider striking at her through her friends, or turning them to our side. I can also help you, Barry. I know much about the legends of the Underdark. I have heard rumors of powerful artifacts. And allies that might be able to acquire. I thought you didn't trust me. I haven't set aside my suspicions yet. But if you are truly the savior the Seer thinks you are, then I'm willing to give you a chance to prove it. So it appears you are not alone in this, Barry. Nethira and Valen will accompany you, will help you. They know much about the Underdark and the Valsharez. Do not be afraid to ask them for help. Hopefully, you can find a way to strengthen our forces, or weaken the Valsharez, before the army descends upon us all. Seer nods for questions. Very well, I will answer what questions I can. Hopefully my knowledge can help you find some way to weaken the Valsharez. I to know more about my allies here. All those that stand against the Valsharez have gathered here in Neverwinter, unified in our common desire to see her stopped. Many of the drow here are followers of my lady Halaster, but there are others too. Neverwinter is the ancestral home of House Melvir, one of the many drow families that have been forced to flee the cities because of the Valsharez. The followers of the house now stand with us against the Valsharez, though in other circumstances they would never ally themselves with us. Do you think you can trust them? The Seer sighs. It is not my nature to speak ill of those who side with us, but I will admit that the house is not the most desirable of allies. There is tension and mistrust on both sides. But we have little choice. The Valsharez has a vast army. We need allies, and they're able to stand against her. House Melvir recognizes this, and that is why they tolerate our presence here. For now, the threat is the Valsharez is enough to ensure my followers and those who support House Melvir set aside their hatred for each other and focus on our common foe. What are you called the Seer? I was not always known as such, my friend. A very long time ago I was the daughter of a major house, and as ambitious to gain my own power as any other respectable drow. I was not meant to be, however. I found the worship of my lady Halaster, and she has gifted me with visions that have aided her followers. And so I am called the Seer, for so many years now that my original name has all been forgotten. In any case, that life is behind me. Now I serve Halaster. Well, when we come back, more plot dump! And then we might actually start chapter 2. Till then, I'll catch you later. See you then. Later.